Well, I met Giselle 7 years ago. She was one of my first clients here in town as a skin therapist. At the time I was very new. I happened upon her, I guess, my first few days in town, and she literally became like a cornerstone for my growth in what I do in my profession as a skin therapist. She's just crazy, full of energy, passionate, like brings life everywhere she goes. And for me, starting out in a new town, it was a little bit intimidating. She made sure to go home and tell every single person she ever knew that she met the best skin therapist in the world. And it gave me the confidence to really make my start in Austin. Well, I think, I've told people 100 times the original story of how this all came about and how I decided to make a skincare line. At the time, there was a turning point in my life where I was in Austin working, developed a great reputation, and had to start over. And I thought that starting over for me just meant being very small in a little small place. And Giselle came over and she said, "Lay on the couch." And I said, "What are you talking about?" I had just lost my job. I was traumatized. And she said, "Just lay on the couch. I've been thinking about this." And she said, "You are going to create your own skincare line. And you're going to do X, Y, and Z." And at the time I got up from the couch and I said, no. I'm thinking that, Giselle, we are going to do X. And she said, "No, you're special. You're going to need to do A, B, and C." And she came every week and said, "Have you started the plan? Because you realize you're going to have to make your own skincare line." And at the time, just working with her, it just seemed so far off. But before you knew it, the skincare line was sitting there. And then she said, "Well, we're going to have to take your skincare line to Whole Foods." And I said, No. I'm not really a Whole Foods girl. You know me. I'm dermatology. I'm medical." And she said, No. It's a good start. You're clean." And she had this way of taking all of the best things about me and just bringing them forward, and then not taking no for an answer. And over time, as you start to hang out with her and you spend time with her, you realize, like, she knows it. She's right. And all you have to do is just accept that she has taken the very best out of you and she's pulled it forward. And now all you have to do is be what you need to be. Well, I think that as soon as you have the opportunity to spend some time with Giselle, you'll see that she doesn't BS around. When she tells you something, she means it. And so at a time where I was always fearful of going out on my own as a therapist, because I just wondered, well, what happens if I set out on my own and no one comes? And when you have someone around you repeatedly being able to give you very solid answers on how your craft and your talent is better than your competition, or it is that you're special, she can in a very detailed fashion explain that for you. And so for me personally in my life, having her around to consistently say, "You are special," made all the difference to me. And being able to show me that the fears were so minor. And so I think that just her being in my presence, and the fact that she is well known and she's respected as a therapist, and projecting that same positive and enthusiasm on myself and my career has really propelled me forward, just in being able to have self-esteem, a bigger self-esteem for myself and for my career path. Well, it's always a little bit intimidating getting a life coach, or muse. But I think that if you're in that position where you want to move forward, where you want to put your barriers behind you, then you're going to have to take a leap of faith. And so she delivers 100% of the time. I firmly believed that I was meant to do small things in an intimate setting. I liked that setting, and she taught me how to look at a bigger picture, realizing that I could help more people if I could just reorganize my time and the way I was doing things. And I think she understood, and she's been around long enough watching my business grow, to realize that I did want to help more people. I may not have wanted a nationwide skincare line, but having a nationwide skincare line has allowed me to travel around the country and help hundreds of thousands of people. So it was really just taking the guidance and the faith that she had put in me and then rearranging it and making it work in a fashion that I felt comfortable with. I think that a lot of times people have great ideas, and sometimes there's so many ideas coming into your mind that you can't organize them. And what she specializes in is digging deep, taking your ideas, getting them organized very quickly, and then she has a wealth of connections. So she uses her energy to bring people together in the right space. And she knows how to form relationships, and she understands how to build very strong teams. She just built an alliance around me and forced me up to a different level. And I've been very comfortable along the way. But I think that that is going to be the biggest value that she brings to anyone. One thing that's always, I think, attracted Giselle to me is the fact that the unique stories that I had, growing up. I was the ugliest girl in my class. And so there was, and I had this poor girl stigma. And it stayed with me my whole life. And, lots of rejection issues. And having her come into my life and helping me shape the environment that I am in now, I have never felt so loved. I live in a town where people admire my talents. They understand my ability to want to help the community. They know that I'm sincere. And I'm surrounded by an environment with the girls and employees that have been with me from the beginning. No one has left. So being in her presence helped me to finally get past just issues that I grew up with from a little girl. Being able to get past those rejection issues changed my whole life. And I think it made me more confident as a businesswoman, and it allowed me to take the talents that I think I was born with and take it to a whole nother level. It's just sometimes you need someone to organize it, and you need someone to say, okay, so you have all these ideas, now let's put it in a row. You can do X, Y, Z. And it sounds easy. Sometimes you think, oh, well, just pull it together. But sometimes it's not. For the person who has 100 ideas, it's helpful to have someone from the outside step in and help them get organized and propel them forward. Just being told you can do it. You're special. Believe me, I know you're special. And Giselle has a lot of experience. She's been all over the world. She knows tons of people. When she tells you you're special, you're special.